Welcome to It All Boils Down to This, the podcast where father and son take the kitchen table arguments and heated discussions from their home directly to yours. Jim and Jack Boyle will explore the world as only they can. We might even let a few guests join the fun. So sit back, choose a side, watch the water temperature rise, and enjoy stimulating generational conversation about sports and life. All right, episode 25, It All Boils Down to This. We made the quarter century mark, 25. Jack, that's thanks for David Immendorf's Core Discord Band bringing us in. David is going to be rooting for the San Francisco 49ers this weekend, as we all know. But that's not where we're going to start off, Jack. You've got a whole list of fun stuff you want to talk about because we talked about football way too much. So I'm not sure exactly which way this is going to go, but you've got your Grammy takes. Is that what I got?
I mean, we watched the Grammys. We're going to be a little bit late because this is going to come on like Wednesday, and the Grammys are on Sunday night. But you know what? The Grammys actually, they're pretty interesting to watch. And a few things. So the show started out, you didn't watch the start. It starts out with Dua Lipa, and she's doing the most like outrageous performance ever. I don't know why people have to do this. Like, you can't just stand there and sing. She was like climbing the jungle gym at Ipswich Park. Or Livingston Park. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
I was not a fan of that. I know we have one of our big listeners is like worships her, but I don't know. I don't get the Dua Lipa thing. I'll be honest.
It wasn't just, I missed the beginning, so I have to confess to missing it.
Everyone's in love with Dua Lipa.
But I have to say that I could see the Travis Scott and Playboi Carti monstrosity of monstrosities. I mean, if you want to produce your music and show, there is absolutely no singing talent there. It was all beating up on things, and I don't know if Dua Lipa was Dua Lipa.
No, Dua Lipa can sing and make music. I'm not criticizing her. I just don't get the performances and all this. But the Travis Scott, he's past his prime. Playboi Carti has never released anything that is like coherent in his life. I don't know how he's famous.
I do have a student who was in my class last year, Javier. Loves Playboi Carti. I mean, this kid loves Playboi Carti, but I don't get the deal. You told me when Travis Scott came on, he was great 6 years ago. I think the only thing he did well, he knows one of the Kardashian Kendalls, right?
He has kids with Kylie Jenner. He's got two kids, Stormy and something else. They kept changing the name of the second kid. But yeah, Travis Scott, he's past his prime, and that's Travis Scott does not like translate to a Grammys performance. I'm sure if you're at one of his concerts and you're not dying, hopefully, if you're at one of his concerts, it's probably at least somewhat entertaining and sounds good. But on TV at the Grammys, no way.
Wait.
You get more?
Wait. I have one more thing because I was told not allowed to make jokes. I figure I'll do one first joke beginning of the thing. Was the kid's middle name Daniels?
What?
Was their kid's middle name Daniels? Stormy Daniels?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought.
See, this is why Mom tells you to not make jokes. They're awful, Stormy Daniels.
That was an awesome joke. Come on.
All right, good for you.
Okay, let's roll on.
Next, the song of the year. It was also performed. It was Billie Eilish. I'm not exaggerating. It was the worst thing I have ever heard. She whispers the whole song. I can't even make out what she's saying. Her brother's playing the piano, Phineas. It was awful. It was it almost sounded like something they would play at like a POW camp to torture them. It was that bad.
Was that the Barbie song?
I think.
I missed that one too.
Honestly, it was the worst song I've ever heard. What should have won Song of the Year, I'd never heard it, was the Miley Cyrus song,
Flowers.
She just stood there and sang, and she can really sing, and had probably everyone loves Tracy Chapman and the big dude Luke Combs, doing that. Everyone loved that. I thought Miley Cyrus probably had the best, most powerful performance, and she really did a good job, and she should have won the Song of the Year. That Billie Eilish song, a disgrace. It was a disgrace.
Didn't Miley win 2 awards though? Yes, down the road.
Yeah.
Miley won 3 awards. She won 2 music awards and one for how do you go with like paper clips or bobby pins on your dress. That's all she had on.
Yeah, well,
then she says some weird stuff.
It's better than her being on like a wrecking ball or dancing with Robin Thicke.
That's true. That's true. There, you got a point there. But she did win twice.
Jay-Z had a weird little rant speech.
Can I speak to that?
He kind of went Kanye on him. Kanye posted it, which you never want Kanye posting your stuff. This version of Kanye posting your stuff. It was kind of strange.
Can I speak? I think it was his way to get back at the Academy.
He wasn't happy.
It wasn't happy because his wife, Beyonce's won like 30 awards and never won Album of the Year or Song of the Year, whatever the total was. I don't know what that. But he made some really good points. And one of them, and I can't remember exact quote, but one of them he says, you just keep plugging away and plugging away. That's a great point for life. But then he intermixes it in with his antagonistic talk to the Academy. But he made a great point. If you do something, you keep trying and keep trying and keep trying. Not that you're always going to be successful, but the fact that you keep trying makes it. At least you believe in what you're doing and try to do it. The Academy might not award you with that stupid statue.
I'm pretty sure that original Kanye rant, like the most infamous Grammy moment ever, the Kanye Taylor Swift thing, that was about Beyonce not winning Album of the Year. I'm pretty sure that was. He went up there and said,
it wasn't the Grammys. It was like AMAs or something. I don't think that was the Grammys.
I thought it was the Grammys.
We'll have to double check.
It doesn't matter.
Kevin, if you're listening, you got to double check.
He doesn't know. He's too busy worshiping Kanye still for some weird reason.
God.
What a weirdo Kanye is.
All right, so we've got Dua Lipa, we have Dua Lipa, excuse me. We got Billie Eilish, we got Miley Cyrus, we got Dr. Dre award to. Big guy there, Jazzy Jeff, whatever his name is. Jay-Z. And this is the thing. I watch those awards, and I am so goddamn old, Jack, watching those awards. I knew Miley Cyrus. I knew Taylor Swift. I knew Swiftie from football, but I knew Swift. Those are really the only two. I know who Billie Eilish is.
Well, no. The next point I'm going to say is another really good performance of that was Billy Joel.
Oh, I forgot about
song.
that.
I thought the song was pretty good, and he sang really good. And, I mean, he
sounded phenomenal.
He'll be able to perform till the day he dies. Honestly.
Right, sitting at the piano. And again, what people realize with Billy Joel, he hasn't. I remember when he stopped, he said, "I'm not going to do it anymore. I just don't have the passion for it." I'm glad that they got him back into the business, but he sells out Madison Square Garden like once a month. Mm-hmm. He's got like a residence there. He's a really, really, really dynamic performer. He's from the American early '70s, mid '70s.
Have you ever seen him live?
Never saw him live. Uncle Joe saw him and Elton John together though.
Where? When was that?
Foxborough.
They do a tour together?
Down at Foxborough. Yeah, they did. He and Aunt Lisa saw him at Foxborough, and they said it was phenomenal. Yeah. And I mean, I think if I had a rate, of course, I'm always going to take Bruce. But after Bruce, you saw Paul McCartney. I think that's a great show. I think Billy Joel would be a great show to go to. I agree with you.
No, I would think so. And then last, the album of the year, it was weak categories, and they gave it to Taylor Swift, and it was her fourth one. And I'm not going to trash on Taylor Swift here, but it was very much like Messi winning the Ballon d'Or. It's kind of got it off their reputation. It wasn't 20 years from now. Nobody's going to remember this Taylor Swift album, honestly.
What was the name of the album?
I don't know.
I don't either.
Was
Midnight?
it Anti-Hero? Midnights, I think.
Midnights.
Anti-Hero is the big song on it or whatever, which, again, I haven't really heard. So
she's dating the Anti-Hero.
He said it was Travis said it was his favorite song. But about that Taylor Swift, when you look back at her music, this isn't going to be an album that you're like, oh my God, remember when she did that? Remember when she did that? It isn't. It's going to be some of her earlier stuff. I think she's probably past her prime of making music. She probably won't. She's obviously, when she releases music, it's number one hits. Same thing with Drake. But I don't think it's going to be she's releasing one of her top 10 songs of all time.
That's what's funny about that. That's the way it works with all musicians.
I know.
Think about it. What do you?
But she's still winning the award.
You produce a lot of your stuff great in the first 10 years as you get popular because you're young and vibrant. You're hip with the thing. So the only thing Taylor's got going for her, other than the football thing, is she does sing pop music now. Country pop music now, so she has a very wide audience. Whereas, let's go, Green Day just released their album Saviors, and they're punk rock, punk pop rock, whatever you want to call it. Their audience, as they've gotten older, it shrinks. Whereas Taylor's is always going to be big. Miley Cyrus always going to have a big audience. So, and these guys, they have great voices and great talent of writing songs. So I think they're going to at least mature further along than Travis Scott and Playboy card.
Now, I'm not a Taylor Swift expert, but I probably would say when her prime was and when she really exploded. Obviously she was huge. She was huge, but when she really became number one star was when she made that transition to making more poppy type.
Exactly, music. I agree, 100%. 100% agree with you.
Yeah,
and she's now.
If we had Amanda here, we could ask her about all the albums and when it kind of changed. And I would probably bet that those are when it really exploded for her because she's the number one star in the world.
And I think number one star in the world, who on top of that now gets all the NFL guys.
I get that, but she was the number one star in the world before Travis.
Yes.
She doesn't need Travis Kelce.
Right.
Just like Travis Kelce, I mean, he's a lot more popular now, but he was still one of the most probably top 5 recognizable people in football before he was dating her.
I think one of the things is, I'll interject real quick on the Grammys, is it's an award show. They're really, it's an award show and it's all about money. So if they make a decision that Jay-Z and Beyonce don't deserve Album of the Year, that's because they're looking at it from a straight dollar standpoint. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know who should have won. I didn't know any of the songs, any of the albums anyway, whatever the hell album, song. And there's album, record, and song.
Yeah.
And the song is who wrote it. The album is the whole album, and the record is the single.
The thing with Song of the Year, I was like looking back at it. It goes back to like 1959 when they were giving out Song of the Years. They're not like great iconic songs that have won that award. It's not really. There's not many like. I don't know how, like, in the 60s, the Beatles never won the Best Song Award.
Right.
Or the Rolling Stones have never won, like, the Best Song Award. In the 70s, I think Billy Joel actually did win one, but stuff like that. It's weird.
Led Zeppelin never won.
The songs don't age well on those. Yes.
Right.
Led Zeppelin, they do Stairway to Heaven?
Yeah.
Yeah, that
they did a lot of good hard metal stuff. Hey, that's great. And not bad first 5 or 6 minutes here talking about something that not really the sports.
Well, yeah, I mean,
right?
with
Not
the
bad.
our show has been carried
yes.
by football. Because we started in like August, and basically we just made it a college football and
right,
an NFL dominated show, and that's going away. So we gotta show our versatility here.
Oh, so we are diverting. We are diverting.
I'm a
into
5-tool podcaster.
5-tool, and you know what? Let's go to the second tool of podcasting. The Jack is the second tool of podcasting. Let's go to the second tool, which I know you have on the list. EPL, which I think stands for English Premier League. So here you go, everybody ready for it. Go.
We're going to start off with Man United played Wolves. Not Wolves. We played we beat Wolves 4-3 midweek. Who did we play? We played West Ham. I don't know why I wrote Wolves. We played West Ham, won 3-0. Looks like we're starting to hit form. And if you guys listen to this podcast, all year I said, wait till we get healthy. Wait till we get healthy. We finally got healthy. We finally look like we're playing good. And this one guy, we got a little 5'9" center back defender, brilliant player on the ball. He was out for like 7 months. He finally comes back. Looked like he tore his ACL in the game. We got lucky. He's only out for 8 weeks. But let's see if we can still keep up this form without him. But we do. We look better in Ten Hag, I trust. Keep giving him time with the new owners and everything. So the performances are getting better. It's been good.
Can I interject on the injury? You should have seen our house.
Oh, my God.
It was like the death. It was like everybody had to wear black. The death knell was struck on our good friends from Man United. So it was just then Jack texted me that he didn't tear his ACL. I said okay. So you Mr. Hyperbole hyperboled it through.
Dad, so we signed him 2 years ago. Last year he was amazing until April when he got hurt. Then we rushed him back from his injury at the start of this year. He wasn't fully healthy. He wasn't that good for like the month he played this year. Ended up going back. I think he might have got another surgery. And then we get him back, and he changes our team. He makes us look so different. And then we lose him again. I thought he tore his ACL. I thought he was going to miss all of next year.
I know, we could tell
so
at home.
that was a very scary moment. Scary moment.
Real quick on Man U before we go to the Chelsea number, destroying Chelsea. Where are they sitting at the table right now as we speak, February 6th, I think?
I don't know. We're either 7th or 6th. We're 8 points off of top 4, 5 points off of 5th. 5th might get a Champions League spot this year. Aston Villa, they are 8 points above us. We go to Villa Park this weekend. So if we can beat them, it's only 5 points. So top 4 is very much, I saw it's still like 10-1 odds, but it's within the reach. Our front three is starting to pick up form. The two young guys there. Kobbie Mainoo comes in the team as a midfielder, 18 years old, looks brilliant. Casemiro's back, and we got guys fit. It's just this. It's what it is.
All right. So next on the list, you have the American owners destroying Chelsea. What does that mean?
I don't really have anything. It's just Todd Bowley. What he has done at Chelsea, he has totally destroyed that club. They are horrible. They're sitting in 11th place. They're like. Luton's like 7 points off them. Luton Town, go look up where they play their stadium. They should not be 7 points off of Chelsea. Just the way he's went about his business and how many players they've signed and given out the 8-year contracts, they're in a very bad spot, Chelsea.
Do you know the guy?
It's all Putin's fault. It's all Putin's fault for starting that war.
You know the guy that wrote Blinded by the Light, a Springsteen thing? He's from Luton. He rooted for Luton Town.
Good for him.
Just a little trivia here.
Shout out Ross Barkley. He's playing really good this year for them. He sucked at Chelsea. Sucked.
Does he relate to Charles Barkley?
No, he does not.
Okay, who's next? Arsenal outclasses Liverpool?
You don't have to read all of that. Okay, Arsenal
just
totally...
It says right there.
I get that. Arsenal totally dominated Liverpool. They totally outclassed them. Mikel Arteta destroyed Klopp in that game. He destroyed him. But I don't know if... Can I say Arteta's a dickhead?
No, you can. Here's a... Arteta,
can I say that word?
He's a Richard head.
Okay, good. Mikel Arteta, he acted like a Richard head after the game. He did. And it takes away from how tactically brilliant he had them, how brilliantly he set them up tactically. It really does. Because after the game, and it's embarrassing from the pundits, all they were talking about was the celebrations and the over-celebrating. And Jamie Carragher, who was commentating on the game, he's a Liverpool, I guess he's a legend. He won nothing. He won a Champions League. I guess he's a Liverpool legend. He was just whining, get down the tunnel. You won the game. It's 3 points. You've been brilliant. You're back in the title race. Get down the tunnel. Let them celebrate. My issue with this is Klopp does the same thing, but at the end of the day, Klopp will smile a little bit and make a joke and kind of seem like he's a nice guy. Klopp's a Richard head, too. Mikel Arteta's just never has that warm feeling, and he's always being a Richard head in the media and during the games, all that. But when Klopp does it, it's like the whole world loves it. When Arteta and Arsenal do it, it's a problem.
What nationality is Arteta?
Arteta's Spanish. Klopp's German. So
German. I don't get that one. That's why I asked that question.
Yeah, you would think it'd be the other way around almost. But no, credit to Arsenal. They looked really good. Again, I'm going to mention Kevin. He is the most pathetic fan of all time.
We already knew that.
He is putting up an F- season as a fan. An F-. They're like, this is their best team. They're better than last year. They are. They're better defensively. Maybe the goals aren't coming, but they're better defensively, and that's how you win titles, really, is you really have a great defense. You don't win titles by scoring a ton of goals. Liverpool tried doing that in 2013 with Sturridge and Suarez, and they ended up losing because Gerrard slipped. But Kevin, dude, get behind your team. He just talks about how awful this season's been. There's a chance they could win. I think they're out of the FA Cup, but there's a chance they could win a double. They could win the Champions League. They could win the Premier League. They won't win the Premier League, but they could.
So we're grading Kevin, the Arsenal fan, with an F-.
It's almost a disgrace to an F. It should be worse.
So Kevin, if you're out there, I know you're listening. I'm going to back Kevin up a little bit. That's just the way he always is.
No, it's not. No, it's different. It's not like he's
always a negative Nelly.
No, I get that, but last year he's loving the team. He is the whole year. He says he still to this day says the season's been a disaster. What do you mean? You're like 3 points off first place. You're in the round of 16 in the Champions League. You're probably the second or the third favorite to win the Champions League. What are you talking about?
When's the last time Arsenal won the league? Do you know?
Arsenal, I think it was the Invincibles, which is like 2004. And then
wow.
And then Mourinho came in, slapped around Wenger. They built a new stadium and started selling off all their great players from that team.
Okay, good.
And then they had money issues for a little bit, and
Excellent.
they've really.
All right. Any other Premier League? I know you weren't happy with the commentators, right? The whatever they.
Well,
call
that's what it was.
guys.
The pundits, yeah. Carragher and Gary Neville.
Okay.
I don't understand what was up
Is
their
there a
ass.
pundit that you like?
I like Carragher and Gary Neville. I do. I'm just saying they were very immature. They were talking about Arsenal being immature. They were immature after the game. They were. Talk about the game. Stop talking about this celebration crap. They beat Liverpool in their biggest game of the season so far. They didn't just beat them. They handled Liverpool. They handled them. Now the scoreline 3-1 and blah blah blah. They didn't probably. They just don't have a striker to put in tons of goals for them. But it is what it is. They played great, and we're talking about the celebrations.
It's Tuesday. Is it Tuesday, February 6th or 5th?
6th.
So give me a quick prediction how the league table ends up.
I think Man City wins the league quite easily.
Man City 1. Who's 2?
I'll go Arsenal.
Arsenal 2. Who's 3?
Liverpool.
Liverpool's 3.
Man United.
Man U 4.
Why not?
Okay,
I'll say 4. Why not? I don't trust Tottenham.
And then you said there might be a fifth league in
Villa.
Who? Villa's
you know what? God, I think Villa's just going to be a little bit more consistent than Tottenham. So I'll go Villa over Tottenham.
Who's the team from the north? Newcastle?
Newcastle's they can't play. They're all over the place right now.
So we've got Man City, Arsenal, Liverpool,
Man United,
and Villa. Okay, yes. That's Jack. Jack, that's what you got here. That's great. EPL.
Going on. In all honesty, there's a good chance Villa and Tottenham are finish above us.
All right, that's EPL talk. We'll try to keep you up to date as we go on here. Like I said, we're going to lose football, so. Next sport's up again. College basketball is pretty boring. So the next sport up really from football.
Wait. Armand, I watched the college basketball game. So pat me on the back, clap, clap, clap. First off, Fox and DirecTV, figure it out.
No, it's Channel 25, not Fox.
Channel 25 and DirecTV, figure it out because Caitlin Clark was on Fox, Channel 25 the other night, and I couldn't watch it. I had to watch Kentucky play. Was it Tennessee? Ugh, I don't care. They're like 2 top 10 teams. I don't care.
You watched North Carolina Duke, though, right?
I watched North Carolina Duke. Armando Bacot's. I mean, he's like 24 years old. He's been playing for 10 years. But he reminded me of Joel Okafor. He was dominating that game. He was.
I don't know if that's good or bad, Joe Okafor.
No, Jahlil Okafor was a monster in college.
In college, but not
an absolute monster. Yeah, Baycott's not going to be a good pro. He's probably a little bit undersized.
But wasn't Okafor like 18 years old?
Yes, yes, yes. That's how good Okafor was, though. It's like he dominated when he was 18. This kid's 24. He's dominating. He should be dominating. He's 24 years old. He rebounds. Oh my God, he rebounds. Wow.
All right, so you saw that, Duke. Okay, but so what we got coming up is
there's a dude called Ingram on North Carolina, I think.
Yeah.
Made a ton of threes.
Yeah.
Good shooter. North Carolina looked a good team. But again, that's at the Dean Dome. It's tough to win there.
Yeah, last night Kansas State beat Kansas in overtime again. So
I saw Kansas State was 2 in women's and they lost, so I was back up to 2, I would imagine.
Good for Iowa. Guess who's number 1?
She's close to breaking the
Dawn
Staley
Staley and the South Carolina Gamecocks, or women Gamecocks, whatever they call it, Gamecock in a female vernacular. But again, we got the spring coming up, and spring means baseball, and I think that I figured one thing out. Jack and the AD, Dennis Ingram, they every time I go in his office, it's like going up to talk Jack at home about the Red Sox. So something important happened, and Jack and Dennis don't think it's as important as I do, but something important happened with the Red Sox. Fenway Sports Group brought in Theo Epstein, the savior of 04 and 07. They brought Theo Epstein to be a part owner and to help with that. I think it's a great move. I think that down the line, it's going to really help Craig Breslow as an advisor to keep him going right. Jack, I know your take is different, and I know Dennis Ingram's take.
Look, it's a good move, but he's not involved in like the day-to-day operations of the Boston Red Sox. He's more of an FSG like big picture guy. So I know John Henry listens to him and all that, but it was like they threw a piece of meat at you and you ate it up. I didn't eat it. No.
So you didn't eat it up.
I'm not buying it. No.
You and Dennis
F the Red
both.
Sox. Go sign players. I don't care about the.
Okay, so let me ask.
Give me a player.
Let me ask
Montgomery.
Okay, so let's
Someone.
say how about we go this route? How close to contention are they?
Nowhere
and if they
near.
sign Montgomery, how close to contention are they? If they signed the fraud Turner, Justin Turner, who's a fraud, who had a great year. Fraud.
How do you call him a fraud?
He's a fraud. He took number 2. He's a fraud.
What is that?
And you know that.
Fraud. He had
a monster year at Fenway as a 38-year-old DH.
And he's a really good guy in the community, in the clubhouse. He's a dude you want on your team. He's going to be a manager someday, 100%. He used to sit next to Alex Cora. You need a guy like him on your team.
Would you have taken the option instead, then taken the $19 million option he had?
Sure. What else are we going to spend it on?
Okay. So it's like, do you think, again, I'm going to ask you this, as we always argue this. If you sign, let's say they sign Jordan Montgomery and they make a trade for
Corbin Burns, they would be in contention.
Well, you think so?
If they had Burns, Montgomery, Giolito, Bello, and
Pavetta,
whoever else, yes, they would be in contention with that. But no, they're not.
Well, they're not going to
sign Montgomery. They're not close.
They're not gonna, so do you think that the depth-wise, offensively, and bullpen-wise, they're good enough that they sign 1 or 2 more starting pitchers to compete, or to not compete to make the playoffs?
They still would need like another bat or two, like a Justin Turner and maybe like an outfielder, so Soler or something like that.
So as pissed off you are, and everyone is, what do we look forward to? Give me 5 players to watch this year.
I don't care. No, I don't. Look, there are some guys I like, but they have some good young talent, but I don't care. I'm very fed up with this because they lied to us, and then we lied, apparently. But Sam Kennedy lied to us. We were lied to. I don't care about the 5 players to watch out for. He lied.
And live and go full throttle? Is that the lie?
Yes. He didn't have. Why'd you say
Actually, that was Tom Warner, not Sam Kennedy, but we'll let that one slide.
Yeah, it was Tom Warner. Good point. Tom Warner, we got to get players with high WAR. I played it on the podcast. Whatever. Oh, and then you come out, you're cutting payroll? What do you mean?
Okay. So here's
I'll be at Fenway once this year. It will be for Xander, not for the Red Sox.
Okay, good.
Just like last year.
Can you still give me 5 players?
Okay. I like I'm always going to like Devers because I'm waiting for him to hit 40 home runs. Obviously Brian Bale.
Yep.
I love Garrett Whitlock. He's been really shaky the past couple of years.
Yep.
I don't think they really know what they want to do with him. I love him as just a weapon out of the bullpen. That's what he should be instead of trying to make him a starter. You know who I couldn't even look at this guy's face without like getting sick 2 years ago, but I loved him last year. He was great. Jarren Duran. I'm excited to see what he can do this year. Cassius is an entertaining player because he's a really good hitter. Hopefully he can improve a little bit at first base. Those are my 5. And then you get like Rafael and other guys.
Well, again,
like that.
you look at your list. I look at your list. You have only 1 pitcher. You have 2 pitchers on there, Bello and Whitlock, because you like Whitlock. I think it'll be interesting to see how Rafael performs.
Noah Song.
I think, I remember that thing. I think that's a pretty good. I think this is the year where Cassius has to step up, and then that'll transition us to the next piece. Now,
Step up, but he's fine. Step up. He
step
had a
up
great
and-
year last year.
How about we look at it this way, though? Bobby Witt, you had on the list, who is fantasy on my team because I was the smartest fantasy player except for the last week
Good
of
for
the
you,
playoffs.
Bobby Witt. I don't care.
So Bobby Witt, you had on the list. He signed a deal for 11 years, $288 million. Do you see anybody in the Red Sox going to the long-term route?
Maybe Cassius and maybe Bello, but yeah, I don't know. But I don't know them.
So
I don't know their agents. I don't know what. No, I don't know what they're going to offer.
Do you
them.
think Witt deserves that money?
Bobby Witt? Yeah, of course. 11 years, $288 million. The Royals have never done anything like that. Very good for the Royals. Yes, 100% deserves
All right.
that
So
money. For sure, he's a franchise player.
So as we
What
go,
he hit he almost went like 30 home runs, 50 stolen bases last year.
I think it was 29, 51.
And is he a good shortstop?
Very good shortstop.
So
Very good
100%.
shortstop.
How would you not say yes?
Well, because the Red Sox don't say yes to those players. That's what I'm leading up to.
No, I know, but
that's what I'm leading up to. So you've got Cassius. To me, the two guys we have is Cassius and you have Bello, who are I think the guys on the precipice of becoming regular players. Do you go to them and try to sign them long term?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Do you have a figure you want to sign them for, though?
No, I don't know. Like the thing, Bello's. It's weird with pitchers. You never really know. Bello's hard. It would be hard to give him a long-term deal right now, just because there's too much unknown of what he's going to be. Cassius. The thing with Cassius, he's a great player, but it's not like Bobby Witt, where there's a very few of them in the league. There's a lot of Tristan Cassius.
That's true. That's true.
So I don't know.
That's true. I agree with this. So,
and I'm not saying that is a bad thing on Cassius. There's more of that type of player than there is.
Enough first base.
Your star is you hope Marcelo Meyer becomes Bobby Witt. That's what you hope.
That was my next question. So they got the four guys they brought to Winter Weekend. They got Teal, Meyer, Anthony, and York. If one of those four, and I hope one of those four actually becomes the player we expect to play.
Like a superstar.
Yeah. How quickly should the Red Sox be on top of signing them long term? And why is it that everyone else can sign their players long term except Red Sox can't?
Because they're cheap. They're cheaper than the Royals. The Red Sox are cheaper than the Royals. Yeah, I don't know. 100%. If in his second year, third year, he finishes second in the MVP voting, maybe try and get a long-term deal done.
Yeah, that's my next question. That's a good lead in. So the Red Sox at one point had the three guys from their system. They had Betts, Bogarts, and Devers.
And Benintendi.
But Benintendi
Which is a good thing they didn't go along with it.
Benintendi's not in that range.
He was, though.
So
he
we've
was.
discussed...
Benintendi, is almost like Roman Anthony. A little bit, kind of similar type prospect.
I hope that Roman Anthony has more power than he does. Jesus Christ.
I don't know. What Benintendi gave us, though... What Benintendi gave us in 17 and 18, he was a very good player. He just fell off a cliff because they changed his swing a little bit.
Right. So Betts, Bogarts, and Devers, and I would have gone. And again, Devers a great player and a great hitter. Great hitter, probably a DH long term or first baseman. You got Cashel. I would have if I ranking them, I would say I would have signed Betts long term before everybody, then Bogarts, then Devers, and end up they got backed into the Devers.
Well, Devers a bit younger and things like that, so Devers I would rank second over Bogarts. They should have had them all though.
I agree with that.
And they did kind of sign Xander to a deal.
Yeah, but Xander's agent was Scott Boras, who was smart. That gets the opt out, and then the Red Sox choke because Bloom just. I don't blame Bogarts on the owners. Bogarts is Bloom undervalued the Bogarts.
Yeah, I agree.
And if you talk about Justin Turner being the great, Justin Turner's 38 years old. You have Sander
Stop
Bogarts
picking
is
on Justin Turner. You're right. The owners are responsible for Mookie.
Yes.
The general manager of Chaim Bloom is responsible for Xander.
Yes.
Because the owners would have signed him. If you put the contract, he had the opportunity, because they signed Trevor Story, he had the opportunity to give him a 6-year, $170 million deal. Yeah. Which he would have taken in that spring.
Correct.
And it's a good thing that never happened for him, because he gets an extra $100 million.
That's bad. That's really simple. That Jaime, I don't know how to evaluate talent. Saw that Trevor Story, thought Trevor Story was more valuable than Sander Bogarts, and signed him. I think, and that's what happened.
I'm excited for Trevor Story this year.
Yeah,
he'll be hurt in a couple weeks.
I'm
just waiting for Chris Sale to get hurt down in Atlanta.
Yeah, that's the greatest thing. Okay, Corbin Burns got traded to the Orioles, who traded some of their a top 100 prospect. And then also a pitcher who would pitch in the major leagues. So they got a major league ready left-handed pitcher, and one of their top prospects, probably the fifth best prospect in the Orioles system, which is loaded because the Orioles system is loaded because they sucked for 15 years, just like the Astros did. And if that's the way if that's the way you got to rebuild, that's the way you got to rebuild. But the Corbin Burns thing surprised me. I have to say, I was shocked the Orioles did it.
Yeah.
But and it'll make them better. But does it make them does it give them enough pitching to win?
Yes.
Win it all.
Yeah, they can. I think, in the American League, I would have them as the favorites.
A favorite over
The favorite over Houston, over New York, over
Toronto, over Tampa, over
yeah,
Minnesota,
yeah.
over the Angels, over the Red Sox. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you not agree? I think
I like what they're doing. New owners.
I like
now?
what they're doing too. But Baltimore, again, you have that year where you finally shoot to the top, and then you have to look at where's their regression going to come from.
But they added one of the best pitchers in baseball. You know how big that is for them?
I agree with you.
That is a huge. I would agree if they didn't get him, I would say they're going to regress a little bit from last year. But now that they have him, I think they're primed to win the American.
So then let's bring it back to the Red Sox because everything is about the Red Sox.
Who's the other pitcher they have there? The young
Bradish.
guy. No, I know Bradish.
The other big guy, Means, is coming back from injury.
No. Oh, I forgot about him.
Means is back from injury.
He's a good innings
one
eater.
other guy I'm
no,
missing.
Grayson Rodriguez.
Oh, Rodriguez.
That's who it is.
Right,
so they have enough pitching.
Young
for
pitcher
sure.
who knows what can happen. So bring Corbin back. Corbin Burns back.
He also is a Boris client, so he will be going to free
right.
agency.
He's a 1-year rental. What is the Red Sox have? Let's say they had to trade Nick York and Teal for him.
I would say no. Teal, but Teal did Baltimore give up a prospect as good as Teal?
Well, the what's his name? Joey Ortiz was ranked right around Ortiz.
I would say you think about that if you're willing to spend. So if they had signed Justin Turner, if they had signed Montgomery, if they had signed Soler, then I would think about because then you just need one. You need the ace, and you get him.
I think if you're going to trade prospects
not
for pitching, you have to do what they did in 2017 when they traded the 2 prospects for sale. So you're going to get somebody you can control for longer term than 1 year. So that, and I don't love the idea of Dylan Cease because I've had him in fantasy and he's like it's a weird feeling for me. But that's where I don't think Burns and the Red Sox ever would have been a fit.
It's like Glasnow is a 1-year rental too that the Dodgers got. They give up nothing for him. He's a wild card. I would have liked him.
Right. Well, no, they gave him, but they didn't. But he signed. Glasnow signed with the Dodgers. So that doesn't count. Dodgers threw like $2 billion out of people this fall. So they are the villain. Yeah, that's the other thing. We
$1 billion of that's getting paid in 2070.
Yeah, I don't see it on your list, but didn't Mookie had a great tweeter during his podcast? Said, we're everyone's World Series when they play the Dodgers, and I totally agree with him. And then people start pissing and moaning about it, right?
Yes, I do not understand the reaction that statement got. He's right.
He's absolutely right.
You're the new. It's like the Yankees in like 1999. You're the New York Yankees. You're outspending everyone by a ton. Like, of course, everyone wants to be. You got all these players.
It's like the Yankees in 99, except they don't have 3 world championships.
They have 3 MVP. They have 4 because I saw Kershaw resign. They have 4 MVPs on their team. Because Freeman win the MVP in the COVID year?
I don't remember who did.
I think Freeman has an MVP though, so they have 4 MVPs on their team. 4.
And you know what? They have Ryan Brazier back too.
Yeah, good for him.
Okay.
Brazier pitched great for them last year. He was great.
It's just like he pitched great for us in 2018. Any other baseball stuff? Not. We'll get to baseball as we go forward. As I get down to Florida, it gets warm. We'll fill you in more. Moving on to the NBA, right? That's what next. So the Philadelphia. There's a lot of weird stuff going on, and 2 of them have to do with 2 of them have somewhat related. The Sixers have Embiid, and the Bucks have Doc Rivers now, and he hasn't won but one out of 4. Embiid, what's your take on the Embiid situation?
They've been like really being like they're saying strange things. There's information coming out of isn't he having surgery?
Yes.
He's going to be out there. They hope to get him back in 4 weeks. He's having surgery. He's one of the most injury-prone players in the league. I would be surprised if he plays again this year. The way they're talking about this injury, at first it was like he's day-to-day. Like Shams was getting information from them, tweeting that he's day-to-day. It's Shams, I think. It's very weird what they're saying about this injury. I have no idea what it is, really.
It's something flipped, some meniscus piece. They have operated on either pieces like falling off or flapping in the breeze there down the knee, or something to that effect. And they're going to cut it. They're going to snip it. But again, they've been very secretive, and I think they're done without him. They're
obviously
what are they 5th or 6th right now, right?
Yeah. Well, so 2 years ago when the Celtics went to the finals, I don't know if he had surgery, but Robert Williams had surgery and he missed like 2 months. And I remember in the playoffs though, he almost played like every other game. He would miss games. So I just can't see Embiid. I just can't see it. I can't.
Right. Well, and again, if you're the Sixers, you have to make a decision because do you really drop into the play-in now? Maybe you think maybe Embiid will be back and I can win a play-in game, then I can get the 7 or 8 seed, and I can maybe win a one-round playoff game. Who knows? But that's a major injury because again, everyone was bitching about the 65 game rule, and now he's going to blast that away. He's going to lead the league in scoring with like 36
Well,
points
he won't
a game.
qualify.
Right. So that's good. He won't qualify for anything.
So the thing, the reason that it's weird that the 4 weeks thing is it almost leaves him open to criticism. When he misses the rest of the year, Embiid's stuck and Embiid injury, just say he's hurt badly. So we talked about my guy, Lissandro Martinez, coming back and hurting his knee. He's not having surgery. He sprained his MCL or whatever. We immediately, they were saying online, 6 to 8 weeks, immediately the club came out and said he'll be out for at least 8 weeks. No, why are you putting pressure on your player?
Let me ask you another question. It's more combo of everything. Does the influx of gambling impact the way the Sixers release their information? Because if you had the over on their win total, does that?
So. No.
You don't think that that
not
doesn't impact anywhere?
Leaking stuff to Woj and Shams about the gambling and that.
No, but I'm saying the gambling side of it.
Betting the Portland Trailblazers win total.
The gambling side of it though has an impact how teams release information though.
Yeah, well, they got fined for not having Embiid on the injury report in the game that he got hurt.
Right. All right, let's switch.
That's more of what was weird. That they screwed him there too. Embiid, just get out of Philly. Maybe come to Boston.
So the Sixers without Embiid are done. We both agree on that. It doesn't matter. Maybe
it's
if they
just
do
like if the Celtics lost Tatum, they'd still be good, but they would have no chance of winning the title.
Right, but they might not have a chance of making the playoffs though if Embiid out though. That's the biggest issue with Embiid.
Well, it depends.
Right.
The playoffs, you can get down to what the 10 seed makes it.
Yeah, that's true. But let's go to the old Sixer coach who got fired after last year's debacle, and who's going to get to coach the All-Star team. I think his record's 1-4 now. Is that correct? What do you got on our good friend Doc Rivers?
I think.
Mbutu, is that it? Mbutu?
Yeah, Mbutu. Yeah.
Mbutu. Go.
Mbutu worked for one reason. You had Kevin Garnett.
Yeah.
Right? You had Kevin Garnett, who's one of the greatest locker room dudes ever. I don't think Giannis is... Honestly, if you got the guys off the record to talk about him, like Drew Holiday, I don't think he would say great things about Giannis as a teammate. Honestly, I don't think so. So, Mbutu, whatever. Doc Rivers, how does he keep getting jobs?
I don't know.
How did they decide the answer for their coaching problem, which I don't even know what the coaching problem was. They had the second best record in the East. They had they were 30-13. The answer was Doc Rivers? If the Celtics did this, I guess I can't say I didn't hear much about it because I did hear about it and I saw it. They had a 15-point lead against the Jazz in Utah going into the fourth quarter the other night. They got outscored 40-13 in the fourth quarter. How does that happen?
I have no idea how that happens. I have no idea how that. Are they 1-4? Am I correct with that? They're 1-4.
It's 1-4, 1-3. So yeah, last time I saw it was 1-3. So yeah, probably 1-4.
Because they lost to the Jazz, that makes it 4. And he is the All-Star Game coach. The All-Star Game coach.
Yeah,
unbelievable.
I don't get the All-Star Game rules. Just do it like baseball does it, and just do whoever won the conference. Spoelstra should coach it. Really, he should. That's how it's easy, and then it's the best record at the specific time, and you can't do it 2 years in a row. So Missoula did it last year and can't do it this year.
That's kind of weird.
I think Doc said he was going to send his staff or someone from his staff. I don't think Doc's going to coach it.
I don't. I think Doc, if he coaches, he's going to lose. So it doesn't matter. And then does that take? Is the Bucks situation? Is the Lillard Giannis thing just not working, or they don't know how to run an offense, or what?
I guess they're all. I honestly, I don't know too much about their running and offense issues, but I just don't think Lillard's been any good. Honestly, he's shooting 40%. He's had a down year, and maybe this is where he is in his career, and he isn't the player he is in Portland. I don't know. It's weird. He's not been good. He hasn't. That it's simple as that. Look at Giannis's numbers. Giannis is the MVP probably. Lillard, he just has not been good.
Okay.
That's all.
Do you think the impact of losing Drew Holiday, a stable defensive mix in the backcourt, and switching Holiday, and what's the really basic difference between Holiday and Lillard, really, right?
Well, yeah, you need him to score, obviously, but you can't criticize them for that because they lost in the first round as the 1 seed in 5 games. I know they won a championship with Drew Holiday, but you almost have to do something drastic when that happens. You almost do.
That's true.
Just like the Celtics almost got swept by the Heat. that same team, and they made a pretty drastic change. They got rid of Marcus Smart and brought in Porzingis.
Right, and Smart got a
you
really
have
nice.
to do it.
Smart got a nice ovation coming back.
Very
So that
nice
was good.
ovation. The fans treat guys well if you play hard, and you don't trash on the city.
Right, and next,
Kyrie.
Kyrie, he's an idiot though.
Yeah.
The Celtics are, I would say, and you picked this right. They're in a weird part of their schedule, not playing a lot of great teams. And they lost the Lakers. They lost the week before to the Nuggets. Have they lost now 3 games at home? Nuggets.
Yeah.
They lost the Nuggets, Clippers, and Lakers at home, and haven't really played all that well. And they're in the tough part of the schedule. So you're going to be the playoffs. You're probably going to be the number 1 seed. It's hard to give 100% effort 100% of the time if you're not hurting. Give me your Celtic take as of today, Tuesday the 15th.
Yeah, it's just a weird part of the season where it's almost hard to get jacked up for the games right now, unless they're playing the Heat or something, or the Bucks, because it's that part of the season in the NBA and they have a 5-game lead, and everyone else is struggling in the East, or the 2 other big teams are struggling in the East, and it's just they're in a spot of the year where it's just kind of boring, and they've had some bad losses here and there, but I'm not too worried about anything. The rebounding, they got to rebound better.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And it's almost it's not like I was talking about Andre Drummond. It's not really someone you add because it's the starting 5 when they don't rebound. Like Porzingis is not a good rebounder. That's what I've seen and noticed. So they just got to hopefully put a little bit more effort into that, and hopefully in the playoffs they rebound a little bit better. And then the Lakers game, it's a combination of bad rebounding, and then when your threes aren't falling, how many free throws did they take? If you're not making your threes, Tatum and Brown and Porzingis have to get to the line. And
Correct.
They just didn't at all. So
I think they've struggled getting the line a while. They forget the fact that you can drive and get the ball into the paint and score. I agree on that, and I agree it's a lull, and it's a very good basketball team. Trade deadline coming up. Like I said, I wouldn't mind seeing them get just somebody who can not even have to be huge, but somebody who can come off the bench as a 3 or 2 and just hit a couple threes. I know they have the 2 white guys there, Pritchard and Hauser, but maybe another type of player like that, who they just come in and give you 10 minutes of scoring when you're really in a lull and not doing as well as you could be doing.
Yeah, Brad knows what he's doing. So whatever Brad does, I'll be happy with. If he does nothing, he does nothing. If they do something, they'll do something, and we'll see what we get.
Okay. Hold on a second. We got to stop for a second because I got stopped on my thing that we ran out. So just hold on a second.
What does that mean?
I don't know. The card must be full.
All right, so nothing's probably wrong. This has happened before. He's going to overreact. I'll keep going a little bit in the basketball world. I'm going to play a little LeBron clip right now. So LeBron, the trade deadline, it's around the trade deadline. LeBron does his little passive-aggressive stuff, like, he's wearing the Knicks towel, dropping some stuff. Rich Paul, who met with the president of the Knicks, the guy who's running the Knicks, Leon Rose, who I guess used to be LeBron's agent before he was with Rich Paul. And all this stuff, the Knicks, is LeBron going to get traded? He puts up all this performance. The Lakers kind of just tell him to go F himself. So we're waiting to see if we have anything wrong in this studio here. But again, like I said, you're going to hear all this, and there's probably nothing wrong, and he's overreacting. But here comes the help.
Okay. Yeah, so this one's full, but you usually go by this card anyway.
Okay, so don't worry about it.
Look at that. Nothing was wrong. He overreacted again.
If you guys were relying on that, plus it is the backup.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's our backup in case you screw up. So just keep
Yeah,
going,
we're good.
and I'll edit him back out.
You don't have to edit this out. I was talking about LeBron.
Okay, whatever. We won't edit it.
Thank you for the help.
So I just have to go with that and don't worry about the ISO.
Yeah, that should
Okay. All right. And that's the 4 cameras. Yeah. All right. Sorry. Enjoy lunch.
I could see him. I could see you looking at that thing, and I knew
Well, it's
you were going to
flashing.
freak out about
It's
it.
flashing.
This has happened before. Nothing's
It's
wrong.
flashing red and green.
Yeah,
All
but
right.
Dad, it's not going to stop recording us. It honestly, if you have it recording, it's going to record. We're
Okay,
fine.
keep going.
You overreacting. I was just talking about LeBron's passive-aggressive stuff and how he does
let's
this
go
around
back
the
into
trade
that.
deadline every year, and he's wearing the Knicks towel, and how Rich Paul met with Leon Rose, who's the president of the Knicks, and they hadn't talked in like 10 years.
The good news is I had the camera on Jack, which is good.
Yeah.
All right. So you talk LeBron. I can give it. You know what?
No, there's nothing more to.
I can give a crap about LeBron.
LeBron is he. I used to be the biggest LeBron sexual around. I love LeBron. I loved him. But as I got older and as I started to see it, he started to piss me. It was really when he went to the Lakers. He's just been a diva, and he's been a diva forever. But he's really just he's been rubbing me the wrong way. I'm ready for him to retire. I am.
All those,
the NBA doesn't
all
need him
those, all those William high school basketball players would love LeBron. I'm gonna have to clip that one.
I
never
LeBron.
heard of a
I love
LeBron sexual. That's awesome.
Okay, they're bronzexuals.
Bronzexuals.
Those kids, they're LeBron kids. How old were they in 2016?
Not old.
When I was how old were they in 2015?
Nine.
When Kyrie Irving blew out his knee.
Probably 8 or 9.
When Kelly Olynyk ripped out Kevin Love's arm. I was grinding back then. I was grinding against the Warriors. They didn't even grind. How about when they were playing the Spurs and Kawhi Leonard was dominating them? I was grinding. I was out here grinding with LeBron. They can't tell me anything about LeBron.
Jack going off on LeBron grind. All right. Anything else on NBA for me?
Jaylen Brown might do the dunk contest. I saw some Celtics fans be like, "Oh my God, I don't want him to do this." Yeah, there were 2 reasons why. Potential injury. Have you ever seen someone get injured in a dunk contest? He would be the guy to do it, though. He would be.
You know what's funny? The only Celtic to ever win that dunk contest is D. Brown, D-E-E Brown. So the 2 Browns could win the contest.
That is pretty cool. And then the other reason why was because some people said he's not good enough to do it.
Yeah, I don't get that.
What? I don't. Jaylen Brown, he might be the best in-game dunker I've ever seen. He put Gobert on a poster this year. I was at a game 5 years ago when he put Porzingis on a poster. He puts everyone on a poster. Everyone.
But I guess the question comes down to can he do that on the big stage with nobody guarding him?
Yeah, he'll be all right. He's got hops like you wouldn't believe.
So did Celtics anybody in the 3-point contest in that?
Hauser
may be going to go, right?
I think Hauser might. He'd be good at it.
And did you see the floor for that? Did you see the Indianapolis floor for the skills competition? It's like an LED floor. It's going to all light up in different things. It's going to be interesting to watch that.
Too much. Too extra.
That gets us too extra. That gets us to the final before we do our draft of Super Bowl players. Gets us to the Super Bowl. All right. The line had been changed. We're going to go first. You have a pet peeve about the Niners, right?
Okay. If they lose, the only way. Are they going to stop whining? All they've done, it was the holding, Bosa talking about the holding, and then the owner talking about a holding on 3rd and 15 from the Super Bowl 4 years ago. And then you got them whining about the field, and Goodell's like, we had everyone look at that field. It's fine. And people are like, why do the Chiefs get to practice at the Raiders facilities? It's because they're the home team. And last year, the Eagles got to practice at the Cardinals facilities while the Chiefs practiced at Arizona State. It's how it works. Stop whining. If they lose this game, they're going to whine about the refs. I'm telling you, watch it. When they lose this game,
okay,
they're going to whine like you wouldn't believe.
All right,
it's going to be pathetic. The owner, everything.
So the 49ers are bitching. You know what happens? This is what happens, though, when you have 2 weeks in between games. There's no game prep right now. They do all. Last night was all that press stuff. Today they start really working ready to the game. The 2 week the break causes all this bullshit to come out.
The Chiefs
just ridiculous.
The Chiefs already had they said they had their game plan ready before they left.
I'm not talking about the game plan. I'm talking about just the time in between games leads to all the baloney that you have to listen to. And I agree with you. They're whining. The field is soft. The field isn't soft enough. The field's too hard. You know what? I have to practice out in the heat. It's hot in Las Vegas. I gotta. That one lineman. They never call him for holding, even though he's been called for the most holding calls in the league. Joey Bosa is the biggest crybaby that ever lived. Anyway, and just they're all. You suck it up and win, or you suck it up and lose. I mean, this is the way it works. They should have lost both playoff games. I don't know what they're whining about.
Yeah, no, I would like to destroy this team. I would like for the Chiefs to just destroy this team. Leave no doubt. I can't stand them. I can't. They're really pissing me off. I don't like them. The Chiefs, meanwhile, they're complaining about the practice field. The Chiefs they did a full pad practice the other day. They're ready to go, and they're obviously they've been there before. So have the 49ers.
But but 4 or 5 years ago, how many players are still there?
More than you'd think, but
more than you think, but not like the biggest. Right. The only one that on the offensive side that is returning from that Super Bowl was Depot, right? Because
they probably had Trent Williams back.
Oh yeah, Trent Williams. Yeah, then Trent Williams is the best player on the field for.
They had the coach and
right.
So yeah,
but they've been there. It's not like it's the Lions going there first time, right? All right. You just put here the owner. Is the owner really bitching?
Yeah,
Jed York, right? Is that the owner, Jed York?
You didn't.
I did not hear that. Okay, Jack's got some. Did you play stuff on LeBron too?
No, I just talked and complained.
All right.
I don't know if I'll be able to find this.
I do. Jed York had complained about something.
Sure.
Here comes the Jed York numbers.
I was good.
No, wrong thing. He was sharing an emotional story there.
Oh, we don't. Do you know they're part of the DiBartolo family, and Eddie DiBartolo got kicked out of the ownership because he was doing nefarious things.
Did his dad buy the team or did he buy the team?
Eddie Senior bought the team. Then Eddie Junior was the owner, and then his sister is married to this York guy, Jed York, and they run the team now because something with DiBartolo did something he wasn't supposed to do.
Yeah, I can't find it, but
that's okay.
he did say that on 3rd and 15 in the 2020 Super Bowl, Nick Bosa got held.
Okay. Okay. So, David Immendorf, if you're listening, I want to stop the bitching and the whine and let's play some football. These guys are football. I think it's just all. It's again, I blame it for the 2 weeks ahead and everything. You know, they got nothing else to say. What else are you going to say? I mean, what did they had? Who we saw an interview last night? Tony, right?
Oh my God!
Remember that interview? Yeah, I didn't really say that they were lying. That was in the comments section.
He's out to lunch. Oh my God! If he might return punts.
That'd be awesome.
I am terrified of him.
That'd be awesome. If he returns a punt and fumbles, it would be the best.
I will kill myself. No, I can't say that. I will be very upset.
Very upset. That will record when he fumbles that punt for Jack. We'll record that.
Here we go.
Oh, here we go. This is York.
Nick Bosa getting held on 3rd and long, and that not getting called. It's football.
It's football. Yeah, that's basically what he said. Yeah. So.
It's just being owner. These guys, everybody's so damn competitive, and they want to win.
Just go down to Jupiter, Florida, and go to the massage parlor. Don't be complaining about the holding.
Okay, that's a Crafty Bob reference there. If anybody wants to know,
shout out Bob Kraft. He was at we're watching the Grammys. Right, it's like, is that Bob Kraft? He's just sitting right there. So he's everywhere.
Yeah, I wonder if there's a prop bet for how many times Taylor Swift gets shown.
Oh my God, I wish I could find it. There's prop. Usually, how many times Taylor Swift gets shown? There's like plus 800. Travis Kelce proposes after the game. There's stuff about what her primary color she'll be wearing. It's like how
red.
Much, it's Well, red's a heavy favorite. Yeah. There's so many Taylor Swift prop bets.
Do you know what's so silly about stuff like that? Taylor Swift could get one of her friends to put a bet on one of them and win.
Well, that would be illegal.
How's that illegal? She's just giving him inside information.
Actually, you know what? That probably isn't. You're probably right. It's like I'm a Travis. Or there was one. It was like they announced that they're pregnant.
Oh my
God! Plus 1,200.
This country's going to hell in a handbasket with all the gambling. That's how I look at it. Did you get any picks from any of our friends out there in the real world?
Wait, this is the best one. 5-1 odds. Will Taylor Swift's navel be shown during the Super Bowl CBS broadcast?
Navel?
Does that mean her nose?
No, her navel, her belly button.
Oh.
What the hell? Don't you know what a navel is?
No, I've never heard of
that.
Oh,
my God, Jack. That's what the navel is. When the umbilical cord is attached to the baby and the mom, when they cut the umbilical cord, that's how you get your navel.
Yeah, I did
not
know it. I thought navel.
Mom out there, Kelly, let me tell you something. We didn't
here we go. I got him.
Well. Here's another one.
So it's the primary color of top. Then will Taylor Swift wear Travis Kelce during the game? That's 3-2 odds, yes. Primary color, what will she wear on the bottom half on her bottom half? Shorts, skirt, trousers, dress, leggings, leotard. Taylor Swift.
You got to be kidding me.
Taylor Swift lipstick color, red, minus 1,500.
She's not going to. She's going black.
How many Chiefs/Kelce jewelry pieces will Swift wear? Over under 5. Taylor Swift headwear, hat or a knit cap. What will Taylor Swift wear? Outfit made by Kyle Juszyk's wife.
Maybe.
That is, yes, 2-1 odds.
It's Juszczyk, but that's okay.
Juszczyk?
Yeah.
Taylor Swift plane to Super Bowl. Will Taylor Swift travel from Japan to Las Vegas be shown on the broadcast?
Oh, they might show the plane landing. Yeah.
Will Taylor Swift mention Kelce and the Chiefs at the Tokyo show? It's just, they have everything.
You know, my guess is if I had said the Tokyo show, I'd bet no because it's irrelevant. They don't care. They don't care out there. All right, you had a pick from who? Do you have Justin's pick or something?
Justin had 27-24 49ers. Now, hopefully there's a defensive touchdown in there or something, because if Brock Purdy scores 27 points, I don't know what to do, because I really don't like Brock Purdy. But if he scores 27 points on this Chiefs defense, he's a really good quarterback. He is.
Okay, what do you, Mr. Boyle, have?
So I don't like how confident I am. I remember last year against the Eagles, I went into that game and it was like, this could go either way. I almost thought that they were the underdogs. I thought the Eagles probably had a 55% chance of winning that game going into it. So this year, I I just don't see a way that Brock Purdy beats Mahomes and Brock Purdy beats this defense. I don't. Now, McCaffrey could cause them problems because they don't defend the run that well, and Shanahan's not going to be an idiot and go away from that. But at the end of the day, I am going 31-17 Chiefs.
All right, and I just wrote down mine. Mine was going to be I got the Chiefs going 24-17 Chiefs. I see a low. I mean, I think Kansas City's going to go out and do what Detroit and Green Bay both did and run the football right at them, which is, again, the way to the old way to beat Mahomes used to be to slowly drying the clock out, long drives. Kansas City's adopted that as the longer they keep the ball, the better off they're going to be. I think if Kansas City gets up to a lead like Detroit or Green Bay did, that game, there's absolutely no chance for San Francisco to come back. So San Francisco's going to have to really open it up early, and I don't have, like you, I don't have a lot of faith in Purdy. So those are the three picks. Justin, 27-24 Niners, Jack, 31-17 Chiefs, and Jim, 24-17 Chiefs.
I also think there's a 50% chance Brock Purdy just throws up on himself. Throws like 3 interceptions and just, it's not even a competitive game. Honestly, I think there's a 50% chance that happens. That he, like, I think it was it against the Ravens when he threw like 4 interceptions? They got annihilated by the Ravens.
Yes.
This defense is not as good as the Ravens, but it's close. These defensive backs are really good. I could see him throwing 3 interceptions and.
But don't you think that Shanahan knows that, and he'll really I think McCaffrey. I think the key is McCaffrey's got to touch the ball at least 30 times for them to win. That's how I think. Yeah. So I would go that way. That's our picks. Both Jack and I have the Chiefs. We'll be back next week with a nice Super Bowl wrap up we'll talk some Taylor Swift as well. Remember at the beginning of the year we talked about Taylor. Remember, let's start right off and whether she would impact the locker room or not. Obviously, she didn't. Mm-hmm. Obviously, the Chiefs, being as professional as they are with a good head coach and a good lead quarterback, and really, I give a lot of credit to Travis Kelce, too, who didn't let it in the locker room. I mean, they struggled this year, I think, and I always blame that on the offensive coordinator, not on the Taylor Swift thing. And, again, what's your take right now on the Swift-Kelce impact on the football?
It's good. It's good to have her there. She's bringing a new audience to football. I'll just say, I'll give credit to the both of them. She's not, like, forced him to do things and like come to my concert, blah, blah, blah. She's also been off. So it's like she's not mad like he wasn't at the Grammys because he plays football.
Right.
Credit to her for not getting in the way of anything like that. And credit to Travis Kelce for just being a good leader and not letting it distract him from what his ultimate goal is.
Right. And I read somewhere where Travis Kelce's down. I'm going to paraphrase what he said because I don't have it exactly. But Travis Kelce said the first time he met her, they were in the box. She was in the box with them. And he was talking. She was sitting down in the front row. She was going to get up to get some food or wherever to move out and up. And the first thing she did when she got up, she was picking up everyone else's trash and getting ready to throw away. And he said at that point he knew what type of human being she was. And I mean, she is the biggest superstar in the world right now. Maybe not Messi or whatever. We have all those soccer players or the Pope or whatever, or Donald Trump or Joe Biden, but she's the biggest name in the world entertainment right now. And he said she was humble enough, and her upbringing in, like I said, Reading, Pennsylvania must have been pretty good. But and I credit a lot of that. I mean, she really has handled it very well, and I think her and Kelce need to deserve a lot of credit, and it's all over the place now. So, and the Super Bowl, you can't get any bigger event than the Super Bowl in American television. So we'll see what happens. It hasn't ruined the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes has really struggled this year with getting these receivers on board. I think the coach has done a pretty good job keeping everybody stable, and they can win back-to-back first time since 03-04 Patriots. So looking forward to the Super Bowl.
About Taylor Swift and like her acting like that as a person, me and Mom were talking about this watching the Grammys because Mariah Carey came out, and we literally said it at like the same time. It's like she just gives off the biggest diva vibes in the world. You really don't get that from, like, she's not picking up her trash and other people's trash out of game. You don't get that at all from Taylor Swift. She does seem like pretty down to earth and enjoys herself.
And to that fact, as we praise Taylor Swift on the show, that fact, she also gave like all the people who drove trucks for her in the USA tour like $100,000 bonus. I mean, I know their money's there and money's meaningless, but it's the thought process of that. And the other piece about her is, and we don't want to talk politics too much in the show, but there's so many stuff about her and politics that we just have to forget about. So let's enjoy the Super Bowl. We'll both be rooting for the Chiefs. I will write down interesting things Jack says so I can.
Their PSYOP relationship. The CIA. The CIA produced this relationship.
That's
Yeah.
the awesome. That's the best I've ever heard. All right, now for the fun
Team
part.
sports are meant to
Yes.
tear apart America.
Now for the fun. And it's a country singer and a white Midwestern tight end. You can't get any more redneck than that, we'll say. All right, let's go on to our draft. We're going to draft. What are we getting, 10 each?
No, 7 each.
7 each? That's it?
We do it's our 7 wonders of the Super Bowl. I get my 7 wonders of the Super Bowl. So we're drafting the best players in the Super Bowl. We need a coin. We got to, or get it up on your computer. We got it, because the first pick's the most important pick. Because whoever's the first pick is the best team.
Yeah, well, because they're going to get the best player, right?
By
I agree
far,
there.
yeah.
So do you have an automatic flip on there?
Yeah, I'll get it.
So how are we going to do this? Why don't we do snake? We snake it. So one gets
You want to
one.
snake it?
Yeah, that's easy. It don't matter who gets one.
What do you got? Tails or heads?
Tails. I got tails. Does it say it on so we can hear it in the...
Why is it taking so long? Heads.
Heads it. So Jack gets first. I get second and third. Right?
Yeah.
All right. So
Yeah, you know what? That's fair in this one because of the
Yeah,
Mahomes effect.
because... although, you
I
know
also
what's
am
funny?
interested to see who you pick with those 2 picks. So I'll go Mahomes. You're up.
Okay, so you got to take... I'm going to write these down. Okay, you're going to go Mahomes. I get 2 picks now. I am the second best player in the process is Christian McCaffrey. So I'm going to go McCaffrey second, and I will take. I'm going to take Kelsey third. I have a problem taking interior linemen early, but you've got Mahomes.
I'm going to fly through these next 2 picks. Chris Jones, and Trent Williams.
So yeah, that's exactly how I had them rated too.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, Chris Jones, when the lights get bright, he shows up. I mean, he is a monster of a football player. One of the best players I've ever seen.
Yes.
One of the best players I've ever seen. He's clutch. And Trent Williams is just, I remember he missed a few games this year, and they lost like 4 games in a row when he wasn't there. He's very important to what they do.
So the question is, he's the left tackle. Who's the left tackle for the? You don't even know who the left tackle for the Chiefs is, do we?
I forget his name. Taylor's the right tackle.
Yes, the one
Is
that holds all
Tooney
the
playing?
time.
Tooney playing? Do we know?
We've not heard.
He's going to be a game time decision.
Yeah, he wouldn't be in the top.
J. Trev's going to be mad at us for not
would be-
knowing the left tackle.
He would be top 14. Let's see if I have left tackle for them on my list.
No,
Defense.
you don't. All right, you just pick. Let's
Okay.
go.
I got 2 picks. I'm going to go J. Trev's favorite player of all time, Freddie Warner. And then I'm going to go with, I have to go with Deebo Samuel because I hate to pick all these 49ers, but Deebo Samuel would be next. He's a top 10 guy. Now it's when it gets interesting because we've each got 3. So right now, Jack's got Jones, he's got Williams, and he's got Mahomes. I got McCaffrey, Kelsey, and Samuel. So you're up next.
So actually, I think there's a better receiver. He had a better year. J. Trev helped me with this take, but he had a better year than Deebo. I'm going to go Brandon Ayuk.
Yeah.
And I'm also going to take Trent McDuffie. I think he made All Pro. Just barely edges out Snead, but phenomenal player. They've had a great year.
Yeah,
with defense.
yeah.
So I'm gonna go with Ayuk and McDuffie. So I have Ayuk, McDuffie, Mahomes, Williams, and Bosa. So you have 2
No,
picks
you didn't
here.
take Bosa yet.
Not Bosa, Williams, and yeah, okay. Yep.
So yeah, I'm going to go Bosa definitely.
Yep. J. Trev had him ranked 3rd.
And then I don't have him ranked there. And I'm going to go a little bit weird. I'm going to go with Pacheco with the Chiefs. Again, if we're ranking players who we think are going to do really well, I'll go with Pacheco. He's probably rated. I probably have him too high because it's tough. But on my list, I still have 2 guys that I can pick if I want to. So you are now. How many picks is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got 2 picks, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you've got 2 coming up, Jack, and I got 1 more. If we're going to go 7,
I have 2. I only have how many? Wait, who?
You
wanted
wanted to go 7.
Who do I have? Yeah,
You got Mahomes, Williams, Jones, McDuffie, Ayuk.
Okay, I'm going to go with.
Ayuk. So you're up.
I'm going to go with Creed Humphrey. So I know who the center is on the Chiefs. He's. I think he was 2nd team All Pro. Probably might have had a better year than Jason Kelsey, but Jason Kelsey deserves 1st team All Pro. He might be the best center in the league. And then I'm deciding between 2 players. You didn't take Kittle, did you?
No.
I'm deciding between Kittle, but I want to keep McDuffie and L'Jarius together, so I'm going to take Snead.
You're going with Snead.
And then another shout out would be Karlaftis.
Karlaftis could be there. I'm going to take Kittle.
Yeah.
Because you left him out there for me. Nobody took Purdy yet.
Yep.
Do you want to expand 1 or 2 more?
No,
Or
it's
what do you
fine.
wanna go?
Who cares about Purdy?
Oh yeah,
We can just shout out some
okay.
players.
You get 1 wild card. Who who you think one wild
Yeah,
card.
so I know who you're going to take, and I'm going to take the same guy. I think there's one of the biggest.
You're going to take the same guy.
One of the biggest.
I bet you it's the same.
Yeah,
guy.
I know because just the way you phrase that question, I know who you want to take. It's Butker.
Yes.
So the difference.
That's
in,
true.
The
You're
difference
right, though.
in Butker,
I'll give you credit.
The difference in Butker and I know you. The way you phrased that question, I knew that's exactly what you're thinking. But I was going to say him anyways. I'm taking Butker because I think there's a huge difference in him and Moody. It's Moody, right? It's the kicker.
Yeah, and definitely
Major difference.
I think there's a big difference in the punter. The punters. I think the San Francisco punters look better than the Kansas. But I would never pick a punter.
Yeah, he didn't have some great punts in that Ravens game. But I will say about
Butker's top 20 to me.
About Butker, he's like almost underrated because he's an all-time great kicker. He really is. Like he's probably in the top 10, maybe even top 5 all-time kicker. Honestly. Maybe not top 5, but he's one of the best kickers ever. He's just so clutch in the playoffs. Everyone, like the 13-second play, the 13 seconds against Buffalo, he drilled a huge, long clutch kick still. Like, he's hit some major kicks. He made I know it was from like the 1-yard line, but he made the kick to win the Super Bowl last year. So he always shows up. He never misses kicks. He's going to miss a kick.
So from a specialty perspective, I would go. I tell you the punter for San Francisco is really kept them in games when they were getting beat a lot. When they make it Detroit and Wisnowski, I think his name is right.
Sounds right.
Wisnowski. But if I would go with Butker, not Moody. I'd go with the punter Wisnowski over Towson for Kansas City. I think the one guy that, and we'll come back to this in a second. Neither of us took Karlaftis, right? But he was hurt last week, right?
No, he played.
He played all week? I thought he went out with an injury.
No, I forget the guy.
Yeah.
The other guy tore his ACL.
And then you're right about it's Tooney and Trey Smith. And the other guy I'd really think is gonna have a big game is Rashid Rice.
Yeah, Rashid Rice is very good. So, he's another guy.
Let's go to the guy that get picked. Let's do a minute on Brock Purdy. You told me he was going to throw up on himself. He might.
I said 50% chance. I did not say he was going to throw up on himself. I said there's a 50. It's not like the Lions. I think there is a chance we're here on Monday and we're saying Brock Purdy just totally ruined that Super Bowl. I won't care because I'm rooting for the Chiefs. But I'm serious. I don't trust. And if he beats them by scoring 27, scores 27 points, 30 points, I'll come in here and I'll say I was wrong. Brock Purdy's a good quarterback. Unless he does nothing. You know what? There's a way they could score 30 points, and I say he still sucks.
That's true, and I agree with that. I'm not a big Purdy fan. I totally agree with you that he could throw up on himself. I wouldn't have picked him. I know that. Does J-Trav have him ranked anywhere?
Who?
Purdy.
So J-Trav's rankings, ready?
Yep.
Mahomes, Trent Williams, Nick Bosa, Travis Kelce, McCaffrey, Fred Warner, Chris Jones, Ayuk, Duffy, McDuffie, Deebo Samuel, George Kittle, Creed Humphrey, Snead, Purdy, Karlaftis.
So who did he have ahead of?
He had Chris Jones 7th.
Who did he have ahead of McCaffrey? What the hell?
He had Kelce, Bosa, Williams, and Williams and Mahomes. He had Williams 2nd. He had Bosa 3rd. He had Kelce 4th.
Oh.
But Kelce
I don't know how you
dominates
can.
the playoffs. He does.
I don't know
hard.
how. I agree with it. I'll tell you, J-Trav, if you're listening, I don't know how you can rate McCaffrey, who is the most important player on the field on the offensive side for the San Francisco 49ers. He has got, just like Mahomes, those two will drive the bus. Purdy will either choke or find McCaffrey in those little wheel routes, and they'll hand the ball off to him. I think McCaffrey has to touch the ball 30 times, and the ball's in Mahomes' hands. Those are two important players. J-Trav, I don't get it. So, Jack, as we finish...
We're not going to criticize J-Trav because we don't even know who the left tackle is for the Chiefs. He knows who the backup left tackle is.
He's crazy.
He could probably go like 100 deep here. He did say the 49ers have maybe more superstar level players, but he does say from
the
1
depth
through 15,
level
from 15 to 30, the Chiefs take over a little bit. The Chiefs have a better roster.
Yeah.
In terms of they're a deeper roster.
And I think, again, the quarterback is vitally important. A guy's won 2 Super Bowls. The one Super Bowl he's lost the one to the Tampa Bay. He didn't play well. They didn't play well that Super Bowl. So as we get ready to wrap up show number 25, our pre Super Bowl show, Jack, any last words?
It is February 6th, which is a very important day in the history of Manchester United. So my thoughts are with the Busby Babes and everyone that was affected by the disaster 66 years ago. It's very nice to see our new owner, Sir Jim Ratcliffe, show up and be present at these the memorial ceremonies that we do when they lay the wreath, because the Glazers were never there. It's a very important part of the club, so it's good to see we have an owner that's there.
All right. Well, that's Jack's tribute to the Manchester United plane crash that killed everybody, probably. And I know he loves the new owner, but then again, we love John Henry in 2003 too. So you never know what's going to happen over the next 15 or 20 years. This will be it. Super Bowl show. We preview Super Bowl. We'll do a little bit of a recap of the Super Bowl next, and then we'll be on and or into our spring events. I am going to be taking a little bit trip down to Florida for a month. I'll be on Zoom with Jack. He'll have to run the show. So episode 25, we'll get 26 and 27 in the can before I leave. And I really appreciate everyone for listening, watching, whatever you do. Shout out to all you guys. So for Jack Boyle, I'm Jim Boyle for It All Boils Down to This, and we'll see you on down the road. Thanks for listening to this episode of It All Boils Down to This, recorded at WCTV studios in our hometown of Wilmington, Massachusetts. We're always open to any ideas, critiques, topics, and guests. So if anyone out there in podcast world needs to get a hold of us, we can be reached via email at jboyle22@comcast.net. Along with Jack Boyle, I'm Jim Boyle. Make sure to tune in to the next edition of It All Boils Down to This.